So Antidote Street was founded in 2014, August 2014, and the reason why we formed it was because my co-founder and I, Sharon Lawal, who's also Nigerian, we really were at a stage where we're starting to spend a lot of time on our hair. We're starting to research, figuring out how to look after our hair. And what we found was that it was really, really challenging to find the products that we wanted to use. So we would typically say, for instance, watch all these videos, these YouTube videos, these girls with beautiful hair, and then they'll tell you that you can't find a product because it's in the States. And it always used to be just a cold, harsh reality of, I suppose, the state of perhaps the black hair market, if you would call it that. So we decided to set up a place that would really bring together all the best products, that would provide advice, and will give people the convenience that they need. Of AntidoteStreet.com. I'm 32 and I'm Nigerian. So we started Antidote Street because there wasn't anywhere that brought together all the best products and made it really, really easy for people to, one, get advice, and easy for them to get their hands on the things that they needed. My co-founder and I, Sharon, we were at a stage where we're starting to almost like pay a bit more attention to our hair. We're both had relaxed hair, and we had recently gone natural, and we were starting to spend a lot of time researching, and we'd look at YouTube and then we'd try and buy the products, that all these amazing bloggers were talking about, and you couldn't find it. Or you had to trace, go to somewhere really, really far in the country to go and find a product. But then you might get there, you might not even get advice anyway, because the people selling it to you don't really have the right experience or understand what it is that they're selling. So for us, it was really about cutting the faff that's associated with hair care. The challenges with finding it, the challenges of figuring out how to use the thing, the challenges of figuring out how to look after your hair. I feel like we've gone from a place where, our parents did things because it was really, really easy for them to do, but we're in a place where we have knowledge in our hands, and I feel like now is the time to really make that experience streamlined, and that's what we're hoping to do. We've been running for 2 years, but before then we had done a lot of research, so I would say we've been in the industry for a lot, longer than 2 years, but I suppose we've been operational and serving customers, for 2 years. I suppose it's just, I touched on it earlier, there's this thing about, there's a lot of faff that's associated with it. You can't just go to a shop and pick up what it is that you need. You have to do some research. You have to then find a particular shop that has what you need. You have to travel there, but then you might not get the advice that you need. Or you have to order it from the States and pay twice the amount in shipping. There's just a lot of faff that's associated. And I suppose as a black woman, it's something that I care about. Like I want to be able to access the things that are important for my own personal beauty routine without having to jump 10 hoops to make that happen. Hang on, when did I go natural? Oh gosh, I think it's been over 5 years. I think it was maybe December 2012 that I eventually decided to cut it off. And for me, there was nothing political about it. Actually, a lot of my friends had, either cut their hair or were in the process. And I saw it and it looked really cool and I wanted the same. And I started braiding my hair. So I kind of did it back to back to back. I didn't even think that it was gonna suit me. I did it back to back, and then one day I kind of took off my braids, washed my hair, and all I could see was this big mass of curls, right at the roots, and then the little straight bits at the end. And I was like, well, the curly bit is definitely better than the straight bit. So I just just went to salon. I went to Adornment in Brixton, and I was like, cut it up, just cut it, just do it, and that was it. And I suppose I've never really looked back. I try a lot of the stuff that we have on the site just because of curiosity. It's just parts of it, right? You have to. But there are a couple that I come back to time and time again. So I use Alike lemongrass leave-in. It's like a spray leave-in that you can use after you've washed your hair, and you can use it as part of your lock treatment. And you literally it's so easy. You spray it all over your hair, and your hair just like goes, yes, thank you for all the moisture. I use Briogeo deep conditioner doing Despair Repair. It's awesome. I use it particularly like in the winter when I feel like my hair is starting to lack protein, and it somehow manages to do both the moisturizing and the strengthening of the hair. And it's so funny, like my business partner Sean and I, we don't often see eye to eye when it comes to products. My hair is like probably of a looser texture in comparison to hers, but Briogeo is one that we both of us are like, yes, that's our stuff, right? No one can ever take that away from us. What else do I like? At the moment, I'm using Design Essentials. I quite like those. Their shampoo and their deep conditioning mask. But I'm trying that out at the moment. But my two staples are Alike Naturals and Briogeo. Okay, so I'd have to say braids, but it's about to change. I've been playing around with this idea of wearing wigs. We recently launched on the site these 1 million braids wigs. It's kind of like, when people make their braids, but it's like really, really tiny. Like if it's like one of this, there'll be like probably 20 if you do it to split this into the tiny ones. So we recently launched a line of wigs on the site. So I suspect I'm going to be rocking those or other wigs just because of the time factor. Like I don't necessarily want to sit down and put a protective style in, so I'll be in wigs. I'll make it really, really easy. I don't have one. The reason why I don't have one is that for me, if my hair is healthy, I'm happy, right? And I feel like it is at the moment. The reason why is because I do certain things to it, but it's not complicated at all. For instance, I make sure I wash it every week if I'm not in braids, and I make sure I deep condition regularly, and I make sure that I get a trim frequently, and I make sure I moisturize, right? So those are the sorts of things that I've kind of like, they've become part and parcel of what I do. They're like, kind of like the way when you have a shower and you put cream in your body, like you don't think about that, you just do it. So I don't necessarily have big massive things like, oh, I want my hair to be waist length, or I want my hair to be this. If anything, I want my hair to be wilder. I want to experiment more. I want to be free, to have fun, cut my hair like around, on the side, color it, be a little bit more adventurous and live. Like I don't really want to be kind of like, oh, I want to grow my hair 100 inches by, I don't know, whenever. So yeah, that's me.